Hello again. I talked yesterday about this book. I want to share another page of it today because it has bearing on something which I'm sure that we have all noticed, which is the efforts being made to destroy our cultural heritage and replace it with a bastardized mishmash of material produced by members of what we sometimes call the global majority. That is to say, the 90% of the world which is not white. Let me show you this image and then I'll read out the text and see what viewers make of it. Here's the image. It says culture and prejudice. I wonder if we can all see the wonderfully privileged white children playing classical music there and the poor black girl who's being marginalised and excluded. Let me read out the text. People of colour have made huge contributions to culture, creating film, books, music, art, dance, television and theatre. Yet black artists are still linked mainly to music such as rap or to violent roles such as gangsters in films. There are far fewer opportunities for people of colour to be represented in other areas such as classical music, fine art or ballet. Well, there is a direct lie there, by the way. The idea that black people in films and television are confined to roles as gangsters. It is quite the opposite. It is white people who are always depicted now as the bad guys, and the black characters are almost invariably police officers, doctors, judges, social workers, and so on. But look again at the picture. See those white children there playing classical music, and that poor black child who's been excluded. What do you suppose is excluding her? Does this group operate a colour bar? I mean, I don't get it. Why would a black violinist not be able to take part in ballet, fine art and classical music? Why are there, as is claimed here, fewer opportunities for people of colour to take part in these things? Once again, this is one of those cases of a very strange kind of racism which does not affect any minority other than black people. The thumbnail to this video shows Vanessa May, the famous British violinist born in Singapore. Racism does not seem to have stopped her from taking up classical music. What about the Suzuki music lessons, which are hugely popular in this country using methods devised by a Japanese guy? I recommend that viewers go online and Google Suzuki music in Britain and then look at the photographs of the children in such classes in this country, and you will see Indians, Chinese, white kids, all other ethnicities all mixed together. You won't see any black children though. Why is it that all other ethnic groups can join in with classical music, but only black people are being excluded? It is clearly nonsense to suggest that black kids are being discriminated against, as the picture in that book suggests. So what is actually going on? In fact, this is part of an assault on Western music as such, classical music, opera and so on. We read that Glyndebourne is now agonising over the operas it puts on and will very likely be scrapping some. Aida has an Ethiopian princess in the title role, which often involves some blacking up. Madame Butterfly is racist, apparently. At one time, classical music was held up as a supreme example of what the human mind could create, and even those of us who didn't listen to it were taught at school at least to respect composers like Mozart and Bach. Today, we are encouraged to view such music, together with opera and ballet, as being exclusive and quite possibly racist, because black people don't take part. The fact that they often prefer other types of music is neither here nor there, it seems. I wonder if anybody has noticed that at one time one would hear classical music being played as a background in shops or as the soundtrack of television documentaries, say. Now it's all pop with black beats to it. School assemblies are the same. It is pop music which is used now. The idea that classical music has anything for ordinary children has been abandoned. Nor is any of the stuff that one hears in supermarkets or other public places likely to be folk music or anything light and melodious. It is generic, vaguely black music with a strong beat. I have an idea that this is part of a general trend in which characteristically European music is being deliberately treated as something elitist and undesirable. The same process is taking place, of course, with classic literature, much of which is now being abandoned because it's allegedly racist and imperialist. It seems to me that our culture is under threat, and that if we're not careful, we will find that in a few years we have ditched the best in music and literature, ballet and opera, all because we're so anxious to appear non-racist and with it. That high culture, though, embodies part of the European spirit. Without it, we're going to be missing a big part of our heritage, even if we don't yet realise it.